Okay, so today I want to explain the remaining concepts of enhancement. So we already seen user exit, screen menu exit, right? So the next one is screen exit. So if you want to add any fields to the standard screen, then we use this screen exit. Suppose if you want to enhance a standard application where you want to add your fields to the standard screen or standard application. So that is possible with the help of screen exit. So like whenever we want to add a logic into customer exit, we have seen function model, right? So if it is a function model exit, with the help of a function model, there is inside the include program will be there. In that we used to add our logic. In case of user exit, we can add our logic in the form of subroutine. Like there will be a subroutine perform name, like exit name will be there. So once you double click on the exit name, it will enable form and end form. So within the form and end form, we have written the logic. So similar way, screen exits are in the form of subscreen. Suppose if you want to add any screen element on the standard application, directly we don't have the access to add on the standard screen. Suppose um, so this is a transaction code cat2 for time sheet. Okay, so suppose if I want to add any screen element on the screen, so directly I cannot add a screen element on the screen because SAP has given a restriction. We cannot add directly onto the standard screen, but we have a place where we can add our screen element. So that is nothing but subscreen. If you remember, in module pool programming, like we have used subscreen. Have you remembered that? We have a concept called tab strip. In the tab strip, we have used subscreen. So subscreen is nothing but it is a part of a main screen only. Suppose if you see, this is a main screen from top to bottom. I can say this is a main screen. So within the main screen, there will be a sub screen. Like there will be some part of the screen that we call it as a subscreen. So that subscreen we can call into any main screen. So main screen in the sense normal screen. So within the normal screen only we can add our subscreen. So whatever we want to add the screen elements that you need to add on the subscreen, then subscreen we will call into the standard SAP screen. Meaning, let me show you practically. So this is the transaction code which a user can enter the timesheet CAT2. Okay, from here I'm going to system status. uh, so see here, screen number is there. So let me double click on the screen number. So whenever we double click on the screen number in module pool program, how we did it will get same way. See, this is the attributes tab. Here short description is there and the screen type is there. And if I go to flow logic, SAP has written the logic. And if I go to layout, see, SAP has designed the screen. Like cat2 we have seen, right? So in that screen, whatever the elements are there that are existed here. And this is the main screen. So this is the main screen. And if I double click on this one, see, this is the subscreen. Look at the element type. Let me drag it here. See, element type is subscreen area. So if I have the subscreen area, I can add my custom fields onto the subscreen area. And the logic, like we have a syntax. Whenever we are adding anything onto a subscreen, we have to call into the normal screen. So that logic SAP already written. Let me show you. So if you see here, there is a syntax: call subscreen, call customer subscreen, subscreen name, including program name, screen number. So if you find this syntax in any transaction code, meaning in the transaction code or in the standard application, we can add screen exit. So this is a way to find out whether we can add our screen exit onto the standard application or not. So this is one of the way. So if you find this syntax any standard application, then we can able to add a custom field onto the standard application. So generally we use screen exit to add our custom field to the standard application. So on the screen itself, we will map it with the help of screen exit. So how we will map the custom field to the screen? With the help of subscreen. So if you don't recall subscreen concept, in module pool program, I have explained clearly definition of subscreen, and the syntax also I have shown at the time. Okay, so call customer subscreen. If you find this statement, meaning we can enhance this standard application using screen exit. If you don't find this one, then we cannot achieve it. So always remember, it is not mandatory to have all the transaction codes this statement. So depends on the requirement. SAP has provided this place where we can enhance our custom functionality to the standard application. So some transactions we have the visibility, some transactions we might not be have. Okay, so if you find this statement, then this transaction we can enhance using screen exit. Now already SAP has written this syntax, call customer subscreen name including program name and screen number. So we no need to add again one more syntax because already SAP has called this one. Okay, so just we need to add our screen element on the subscreen. If you look at the subscreen name, see cust scr2 is there. Okay, so look at the name, what is the subscreen area, this one. And what is the subscreen number? 2000. Okay, so I'll go to layout and let me check each and everyone. So this is also one subscreen, but see what is the name here? TRNRLIST. So this is not for the custom purpose. Okay, so let me double click on this element. See, if I double click on this element, this is also one of the subscreen area. And see what is the name? Cust scr2. In the program also we have seen the same name, right? So in this place I can add my custom fields. So whatever the custom fields I want to add, I can add it in this place only. See, in custom programs, custom screen designing, wherever we want to add, we can add it because that is completely custom one. But right now, on the standard application, we are adding our custom functionality. So we cannot add whatever the place we want. Okay, so there is some rules. There are some rules. SAP has provided some set of rules. So it has provided one particular place. That place only we have to use for our custom functionality whenever we want to enhance in the standard application. Okay, so that is the reason in the program which subscreen they have given this one. So in this subscreen only I can able to add my custom fields. So not only this, whenever you are using any enhancement, so wherever the SAP has provided the place, there only we have to add our code. So that is a idea of this enhancement. Okay, so now we have seen the layout clearly, how SAP has designed, and let me close this one. So now we found this one. So this way we can find out screen exit, and we have two other ways also. So we can find screen exit using the T code system status, and if you find this call customer subscreen statement, then we can able to achieve screen exit, or else we cannot. So this is one of the way. Second way is, let me go back. So whatever the transaction code you will enter it, right? So go to system again, status. Here program is there. So double click on the program name and find out the package. So to find out the package, we have to click on go to object directory, and from here you can take the package. So once you get the package, you can go to SMO transaction code. So we already seen SMO transaction code yesterday, right? So go to SMO transaction code, utilities, find. So all the customer exit we will find in this way only. Screen exit is nothing but it is one of the customer exit only. Customer exit is categorized as three: function model exit, menu exit, screen exit. So as a part of a screen exit, I'm explaining today. Okay. So here we have to give the package name and click on execute. See, here we have exit names and here their corresponding short text is there. So this is another way. And from here, see here so many exits are there, but which is the relevant one for our requirement? So that you can find with the short text. So the short text is customer field enhancement. Oh, this one, subscreen on initial screen. So my require. Oh, okay. Let me open again. So my requirement is on CA2 transaction code. I want to add a screen element, or I can say I want to add a field on this first screen. So what is the screen? See, initial screen, timesheet initial screen, right? So I want to enhance this screen. Which screen? Initial screen, right? So I have to find out the relevant exit. If you see, the cat S0007 says that subscreen on initial screen is there. So I feel this is a relevant one for my requirement, but before doing the implementation, let me cross check once. So I have to double click on the exit name and see here, this is the Dynatro name. I'll go to system status from the transaction code. So to cross check once again. Um, Let me double click on the screen number. So if you see here, what is the screen number here? 1000. And what is the screen number in the program? 1000 only. Okay, match it. Next, what is the subscreen area? Cust CR SCR2. I'll go to the program. What is the subscreen area name? See, which is highlighted with red color. Cust SCR2. This is also matched. And called screen, here you can find called screen. This is the called screen and screen number 2000. So if I go to the exit, see, same. So in this way you can analyze it. So you need to go to the exit name, double click on the exit name, check each and every component. So once it is same, then this is the relevant one. You can enhance this one. So this is the right one. Now I found the right exit. So once I get the exit name, I have to create implementation. So to create implementation in customer exit, we have a specific transaction code that is CMOD. So let me copy this name. I'll go to CMOD and here we can enter the project name. So one project consists of one enhancement, right? So here, let me give, I think this is already there. Let me try to create a new one. So this is for enhancing cat2 T code. Okay, or else let me adding custom field on CA2 T code. So once you give the short text, click on enhancement assignment, save in your package, then select the TR. Here you can give the enhancement name. So which you have copied from SMod, that, so this one, which is ending with 7. So that you can enter it here so that the link will be created. Here, okay, there is an error message. It says that this enhancement is already used in one of the projects, so we cannot implement multiple times. So there is a limitation for customer exit. We can do only single implementation for single exit. We cannot do for one exit multiple implementation. It won't be allowed. So I have to go to this one project and I have to check it. Suppose if you want to know, like before you create, suppose if you want to know whether this exit has an implementation or not, For that, we have a specific table called, let me go to AC11, mod act. So there is a table mod act, mod act. Okay. So click on display. Okay, here member. Let me go to table entries. In the member, you can enter the exit name. So this is the exit name. Suppose if you want to check whether this exit has any implementation, see zcat. If you see here, see enhancement is already belongs to this project. So like that we can find out if a enhancement has a implementation or not. To cross check that, we have a specific table, that is mod act. So go to SC11, enter the table name mod act, give the exit name. So in the member column, you can enter the exit name, then you can find out the project name where it has implemented. Suppose if it is not implemented, you won't get the data. So you can able to create directly. Okay, so in this way also we can find out. Now the cat, right? So I'll go back. It won't allow to do so. Let me go to again see more transaction code. I have to take the existing one, click on change. And if I go to enhancement assignment, see, it is already assigned in this project. So that is the reason it is not allowing in the new one. Now I'll go to components. So here I have to implement it. So to implement screen exit, you need to double click on the screen name. So here screen number is 1000, right? So this is screen exit. If you see screen exit is there, right? So this is the screen exit. You need to double click on it. It is asking, do you want to maintain your original language or change? Let me see. Original is D. Okay. Hmm, it's not saving. Okay, let me close it. Let me keep it as it is in the original language. I think the language will be changed now. So I have to see, this is the screen number 2000. And if I go to attribute, see what is the screen type? Subscreen. Now I'll go to layout. It is already implemented. Let me remove this one. One second before I do the implementation. Okay. So you need to cross check whenever you are creating this subscreen. So this 2000 is belongs to subscreen. So you need to cross check whether this is a radio button selected as subscreen or not. Okay. Then go to layout. Here you have to add the custom field. Suppose I want to add username, like whoever the username is entering the timesheet, that username has to display on the main screen. So for that I will create a field. So this will says the text, suppose user, and the field I will select from here. If you want to select it, you can select from the data dictionary also. So the name is belongs to Sai uname. So suppose if I open it or if I enter, it should be written my username. Suppose if you have opened, it should return your username. So to pass the dynamic username, I am taking the system variable Sai uname. So there is already one data dictionary element, because Sai uname is nothing but system variable, right? So it is already created globally. Instead of creating manually, just we can take data dictionary one. So I'll click on yes. Okay. So once you give it, save it, and close this one. Later on you can activate it. You must activate this one. Okay, so now it is activated. I'll go back. Mm, so once you done the designing part, you need to activate this enhancement. Okay, so this is the activation button. Like whenever we write the logic in ESC38, before we execute, we always used to activate it, right? Similar way, in the enhancement also we have to activate it. Okay, so I did activation. Now I'll go to CA2 transaction code and I'll check this one. So, so I'll do like refresh CAT2. See here, user. So which username is getting here? My username. Earlier, there was only two things like data entry, personal selection is there. But later on, when I have activated my enhancement, it is displaying the username because I have given a system variable. So system variable directly returns the current user who is entered into this screen. So this is the way we will enhance screen exit. Suppose you are adding in a different, suppose you have a different logic where you need to add the logic. Suppose if you see in this screen, I haven't added any logic. Just I designed it, right? If you see there is no function module exit because this is the initial screen. If you see the exit, see subscreen on initial screen. So in initial screen, we are not doing anything. So just I want to display it without performing any action. Directly I want to display it. So that is the reason without logic, we are able to see this one. But in your case, suppose if you there is a logic you want to add it, then that related logic you have to write in the function module. For example, if open this 12th one, see cat S0012 subscreen on data entry screen. So wherever the data is entering, if you want to enhance there, first you need to check the visibility. See, screen exit is filled. If you see, dine pro areas is filled, meaning we can enhance screen exit. And if you see here, function module is there. In this part, we will do the designing. Like here, this is the subscreen name and subscreen number. So in this subscreen number, we will do the designing part. But the related logic, we will write in the function module. So in that way, it will work. Suppose if you want to add any logic, designing part will do in the subscreen, the logic part we will do in the function module. So in this function module, we will write the logic. So that way, we use screen exit. And I want to cover that the user exit also, but I cannot show you here the logic part. Like here I did the implement, like I have enhanced it, the screen exit, right? But in user exit, I cannot show you this in this way, but I'll explain the steps, okay? Because some config is missed. Even we tried to set it, but it wasn't getting changed. So that is the reason I couldn't show you properly the enhancement part, but I will tell you each and every step. So where is that? So the first one on the initial class I have explained, but I did not share this video. Okay. So in this video, I will cover it. So user exits are mainly applicable for SD module because this is the first enhancement which has provided by SAP. So whenever any product is designed and they will start with the simple options like it might not be having any advanced technologies, right, in the initial stage. Similar way, SAP also when they have started, they provided the first enhancement option, that is user exit. So that is the reason this user exit is only applicable for SD module. So it is limited up to SD module only. I cannot enhance the data which is related to material management, finance, and VIM, warehouse management, because this user exit is belongs to or applicable only for SD module. Okay, and we have, as we have seen, customer exits are in the form of include programs inside of a function module. If you see the screen exit, it is in the form of subscreen. Similar way, user exits are in the form of subroutine. Suppose if I want to add my logic using user exit, I need to add the logic in the subroutine. So we already know subroutine syntax like perform name. So this perform name will be provided by SAP. As we have seen just now, screen exit, subscreen area already SAP has provided. Just you need to find out where is the customer subscreen. Okay, so once you find out, you can do the designing part. Same way, SAP already provided the perform names. You need to find out which is relevant for your business requirement. Suppose, so I'm closing this one. Before that, let me delete my code so that you can practice. So once you do the practice, just deactivate it, and let me remove this one so that you can able to practice. So I'm just deleting this one so that you can practice it. So whatever you want to display on the main screen, you can do it. So I just displayed username. So if you want to display anything on the main screen, you can do the designing using this layout. Okay, so I deleted my logic, you can do it. I'll close this session, and let me close everything. This not required. I'll go to AC38. SAP MV45. Okay, so this is sales order processing standard program. I'll click on display, and if I go there, see, there are so many user exits are there. So these user exits are existed in this include programs. Suppose if I double click on this one, see here, form user exit. So this user exit name has given by SAP, right? So as I mentioned, SAP has provided a place to write our logic in the standard application for user exits are in the form of subroutine. So it would be starts with exit, as user exit is there, right? So same name they have used, it will be starts with user exit only. All the forms will be starts with user exit only. See, here two forms are there. First form is used to check some credit. If you see the documentation, you will understand. So the name prefix started with user exit, AVAIL check credit is there. Suppose if I scroll down, see user exit, and there is a different name after that. So every user exit will be starts with user exit only. And if you want to find out which user exit is relevant for your requirement, just read this documentation. See, here there is a documentation, right? Read this one and check this parameters, input and output parameters. If this is relevant for your requirement, you can add your logic. And you can put a breakpoint, go to the transaction code and enter the data. If this breakpoint is triggered, then this is the right exit for your requirement. Okay, so let me go back. So this is the main one which we used mostly. So if you want to delete it, a document, we use this one. And any field modifications are there, we use this form. So if you want to move a field to VBAK, we use this one. So with the help of this documentation, you will be understanding like this is relevant for my requirement or not. And Let me scroll down. So this two mostly we use like user exit, save, document, prepare. So before saving, if you want to acknowledge something, then we use this user exit. Okay. So in this way we can find out user exit. So the first way is you can go to a program, just like I gave this include, and there I checked manually. Suppose if you want to check with the help of find button, here you can enter user exit. I think star is not required, and it should be selected as master program. Then whatever the user exits are available in that program, those all will be listed. So one way, directly you can go to the program and check manually, or else you can use find button and you can give the user exit name. So here you can see form, here user exit name. So that will be written the user exit name. So this is other way. And third way is we have a package vmod. With the help of package, we can find out. So let me go to SCAT transaction code, because there we can select the package. Suppose here okay, it is already selected as package. Here I will give the package name is vmod. So in this vmod, we have includes. See, these are the includes which are having user exits. Suppose if you see just now I have opened MB45A, that will be written somewhere here. Okay, let's see this one, 45A FCA. See, here also we have user exits. If I check this include program, this one also having user exits. So either you can check directly in the include program, or else we can use vmod transaction code, or else we can use this find button, give the syntax user exit. So either way we can check it. So suppose if you want to check whether this user exit is relevant for your requirement, just put a breakpoint. And this is not relevant one, but let me show you once. It might not be trigger. Suppose I'm giving some order type and I'll press enter. After giving the sold party, suppose I will click on save. So before saving, suppose if I want to acknowledge something, like if any data is missing, that related information, if I want to display, or if I want to write any message, successfully saved or got an error. So those all related things we can write with the help of this user exit. If you see here documentation, user exit, save, document, prepare. So this user exit can be used for changes or checks before a document is saved. So before we click on save, this will be triggered. So let me cross check, but it is not taking sold party. Let me take a value. Now my breakpoint is triggered. See, before I click on save, like when I click on save, did my user exit is triggered? Yes. So before we save, suppose something you want to display on the standard transaction code, then that you can write in this form and end form. So how can you identify whether this user exit is relevant for your requirement or not? Just to put a breakpoint and go to the transaction code, which is you want to check it. Just I went to VA01 transaction code, I entered the data and I clicked on save. So before I save, it should be triggered. So when I click on save, this is triggered, right? So in that way, we can find out. If it is triggered, then this is the right one for your requirement. So let me come out from here. So this is the way we used to implement the user exit. Let me stop this one. I'll remove the breakpoint. So, okay. So user exit, we have seen these are the three ways to find out the user exits, and this is applicable only for SD module. So we have a include program like MV45A FZZ. Most of the times, whenever we want to enhance which is related to SD module, we use this include program only. In this include program, there are so many user exits are there which we use frequently. Okay, and to enhance to enhance the custom functionality using user exit, we need access key. But if it is ECC system, it will ask us to enter the access key. If it is HANA system like S4 HANA, then there is no limitation, meaning it doesn't ask any access key. Suppose if you see, this is a standard program, right? So whenever we want to change any standard objects or standard programs, it is used to ask access key if that is a ECC system. But our server is HANA server is for HANA. So as for HANA, they have removed this limitation. Even you can modify the standard program, but that is not advisable to do. Because if you change anything in the standard program, everything will be disturbed. So that is the reason I will tell you that don't practice this user exit. Don't add anything in the logic. Okay, because something you added, it will disturb entire standard objects. Just to understand you, I have uncommented and I show you, right? So don't practice this user exit one, because we are directly modifying the standard program. It is not advisable to do. Even in real time also, we have some other options also, right, to enhance the standard application. Like we have customer exit, then we have implicit explicit enhancement. If I go up, see here baddies are there, enhancement framework is there. So if you don't have this visibility, then lastly we'll go for user exit. So first itself we don't use the user exit if we found these options. But if there is no other way is there, only there is a one way, that is user exit. At that time only we need to do user exit, or else we have to go for other options, because we should not disturb the standard code. So that is the reason it is not advisable to do. But if we don't have any option, if there is only one option, then yeah, we can do it. So that is the reason this user exit we call it as a modification. Directly we are modifying the standard program. And we need access key if it is a ECC system. Suppose you are working in your project using ECC system, then it definitely asks a access key. Suppose if it is yes for HANA system, then no need of any access key. Directly it will enable us to write the logic. But don't write the logic, otherwise it will disturb the entire system, because it is a standard program. So we have seen user exit, we have completed all the customer exit types. Then let me explain this baddie later on. I will explain this enhancement framework. So in this enhancement framework, so this is also one of the way to enhance the standard application. So here we have two categories, implicit enhancement and explicit enhancement. Okay, so implicit enhancement we'll see first. So let me scroll down. So implicit enhancement. Whenever we have seen user exit, we can add our logic which is in the form of subroutine. If you see, this is in the form of subroutine, right? So this is the place where we can add our logic. Suppose if it is a customer exit, there is a function module. Inside function module, the include program is there, right? Similar way to implement the logic. using implicit enhancement, we have implicit points. So with the help of implicit points, we can able to enhance the standard application. So these implicit points are available at the beginning of the program, ending of the program, and starting of a subroutine, ending of a subroutine, starting of a function module, ending of a function module. Meaning, let me take a program. Okay, so WPDTC, is it right? Okay, so this is a transaction code for planned delivery time calculation. Okay, and here if I go to system status, okay, let me tell you my requirement first. So this is the transaction code where when user want to enter planned delivery time calculation, they will navigate to this transaction code. So transaction code is WPDTC. Okay. So now the requirement is user is entering data selections, evaluation options. So always they used to enter these two data only in the system. So this reconstruct data they are not entering because it is not required to them. SAP has given this tab. See, this is a standard object, right? So SAP has created these tabs and this screen, but user don't want to see this tab because they are not entering any data. So they don't want to keep this as it is. So that is a requirement. In WPDTC transaction code, the end user is entering the planned delivery time calculation. Okay, so they are using only data selections, evaluation options. They are not using this tab. So they don't want to see this tab in their screen. So this has to be hide. So that is a requirement. So for this requirement, we have to check whether do we have any option to hide this tab because we cannot delete it because it is a standard one, right? So we cannot delete it. So we have to check, do we have any possibility to hide this tab? So for that, I will go to system status and go to program name, double click on it. And here, um, okay. So before I go to this report, I have a question. So here, this is a screen, right? So in this screen, I want to hide this tab, right? So meaning I want to modify the screen element. So this is the screen, this is the element. Tab is nothing but it is an element on the screen. If you remember, when we have created module programming, we have used tab strip control. So that is one of the screen element. Now if you see, this is the tab strip control which is having three tabs. So this tab I want to hide it, meaning I want to modify the screen element. So to modify the screen element, we have a specific event. Do you know that event name? In report program, we have seen one scenario with the help of that event. Do you know that? Yes. Any idea? Yes. I want to modify screen element. So for modifying any screen elements, do we have any specific event? Like to pass any default values, we have an event initialization. To print the headings or field labels, we have an event top of page.
Selection screen output.
Yes. Come again?
Head selection screen output.
Only at selection screen? At selection screen is used to validate the screen input screen data. No idea? At selection screen output. So this event will be triggered before the input screen is called so that we can modify our screen elements. I have explained one scenario where we can display two tables data using radio buttons. So whenever we select on the first radio button, some field has to be hide it. So at that time we have used the same event. So here also I want to hide this screen element, right? So meaning here I'm modifying the screen element. So whenever we want to modify any screen element, then we have to use an event, or a event will be triggered, that is at selection screen output. So I have to go and check it. So go to system, status, even to create the screen, SAP has written the logic. So that logic is existed in this program. So double click on the program name, and if you see here, at selection screen output event is there. So this is the initialization, and here see at selection screen output. So under this at selection screen output, there is a perform. So this related logic, they have written in this subroutine. So if I double click on the subroutine, so here they have written the logic, right? Now here I have to check it. Do I have a visibility to modify the screen element? Because if I want to modify the screen element, an event will be called, that is at selection screen output. So at selection screen output, wherever they have written the logic, there I have to check it. So here I am checking implicit enhancement. So to find out whether do we have a possibility to implement implicit enhancement, we have to check the point. Like in user exit, we have seen a statement called user exit. After that, we have seen a different names. If it is a customer exit, it is in the form of function module and include program. So same way for implicit enhancement, we have implicit points. So to find out the implicit points, we have a steps. You need to follow it. First, you need to go to the program, and you have to click on enhance button. If it is a ECC system, this icon will be in the form of spiral, like it would be like lollipop shape, okay, like spiral button. um, Once you click on that, go to edit, click on enhancement operations, and here we have an option, show implicit enhancement options. Now see, this double quotes we call it as a implicit points. So wherever these double quotes are there, there we can add our logic with the help of implicit enhancement. So it will be in the starting of a function module and ending of a function module. If you see form after starting, so this is the starting of a subroutine. Suppose if I see end form, before end form, there is also one more implicit point. So meaning implicit points are available in the starting of a subroutine and ending of a subroutine. Even in the program also it would be same. Suppose this is the report, right? So here also I will check same way. Click on enhance button, edit, enhancement operations, show implicit enhancements. So if I go, do we have here? So see here, ending of the program is there. So it can be available in the starting or ending of the program. Same way, I can check in the function module also. Suppose I'll go to AC37. I'll take any function module. Okay, let me see this. This is a BAP v1. Okay, so same process. Click on enhance. It's like a pencil symbol. Go to edit, enhancement operations, show implicit enhancement. See, starting of the function module, ending of the function module. So implicit enhancements are available at the starting of the function module, ending of the function module, subroutine, and program. So wherever we require, we will add it. Okay, so let me close this. So Copa. Okay. Let me close unnecessary tabs. This is also not required. This one not required. Okay. So here I have to go to at selection screen output. In this I have to add it. So again I'll go to enhance, edit, enhancement operations, show implicit enhancements. So here I can add my logic, or else here also I can add my custom logic. So these double quotes we call it as the implicit points. So wherever it is available, there we can write our logic. It doesn't follow any sequence. You can add here or you can add at the end. There is no sequence. So this is nothing but a place where we can add our custom logic. So either you can add at the beginning or at the end. Now we found the implicit enhancement, right? So how did we found? We clicked on enhance button. Mm, Let me go to display mode. So if it is display mode, then only you can see a enhance button. Otherwise you cannot see. So what we did, we went to the program and we clicked on enhance button. Then we went to edit enhancement operations, show implicit enhancement options. And in this way, we found the implicit points. Okay. So once you find the implicit point, we have to do the implementation. So one, we have to search it. And once you search it, then we have to implement it. Like in customer exit, we found the exit name using SMOD transaction code. Then we have implemented using CMOD transaction code. Similar way, you need to find out implicit enhancement point using this way. So once you find the implicit enhancement point, then you have to implement it. So to implement it, we have a few steps. Like to implement implicit enhancement, you need to place the cursor on the implicit enhancement point. Then we have to right click. Okay, let's do it. So I placed cursor on the implicit enhancement point. So this is the points, right? So right click and you need to choose enhancement operations. From here, you have to click on create implementation. Okay, so what I did, I just right click on the implicit point, then it will ask or it shows a pop-up. There is an option enhancement operations. From here, we have to click on create implementation. So it will ask us, do you want to choose enhancement type of declaration or code? Suppose if you are passing any static data, only declarations are there, we have to choose this one. But right now I want to execute something, right? Like I want to hide it, meaning that is not belongs to any declaration. So I have to choose code. And here, do you want to use the existing implementation or if you want to use new one, we can select it. So I don't want to use the existing one, so I will click on create new. So to create a new implementation, we have to click this button, and here we have to give the enhancement implementation name. Suppose ZEI, hmm, CEI enhancement implementation in of what is the transaction code WPDTC or deactivate tab. So I gave implementation name, then I'll give the short text. Suppose I'll give the short text deactivate a tab. So this we don't use generally composite enhancement implementation. Suppose if you want to choose existing one, then we can use this F for help. But I haven't worked on this. Just I created a new implementation. So once you give this information, we'll click on continue. You can save in your package, select the tr, and then choose your implementation. So what is my implementation? This one, first one, which I created just now. So click continue. Uh, so here a commenter line is enabled, right? So you need to remove that asterisk symbol. So here we can add our logic. See, I'm typing here. So this is a place where I can add my logic. See, this is the enhancement point. Using this enhancement point, I created the implementation. See, enhancement, and this is my implementation name. What is my implementation name? This one. When I click on create, I gave this information, right? So within this enhancement and end enhancement, I can able to write the logic. So my requirement is user don't want to see this tab. Okay, let me open that transaction code once again. WPDTC. Okay. Here three tabs are there. Third one is reconstruct, right? So user don't want to see this tab. So I want to hide it. So for that I checked there is a implementation for implicit enhancement. I found it and I just created implementation. Now I will write the logic. So whenever we are modifying the screen elements, we have to loop it. This logic already I have explained clearly at the time of reports. If you don't remember this one, just watch that video. Okay, here I'm not going in detail again. So loop at screen, end loop. And here, before write the logic, first I will show you what is the screen element. Like I have to hide the screen element, right? So which screen element you want to hide it, you should mention it, right? So that is the reason I'll go to the transaction code. This one, reconstruct one, right? So this one I want to hide it. So behind, whenever SAP has created the screen, which name they have given for this tab, I want to know because I have to deactivate it, right? Here three tabs are there, but if you want to deactivate this particular tab, you need to know the name of this tab. So for that, again go to system, status, go to screen, because in that screen only they have designed. Mm, Go to layout. So in the layout, we can see the designing part. Suppose if I maximize this one. So this is the first tab. First tab name they have given like this. Tab str, this one. So this is the second tab. Second tab name this one. And this is the third tab. So what is the tab name? Tab str4. So now I want to hide this third tab. So what is the tab name? This one. So I'll copy this one and I'll go to program. So here I will write if. So whenever we are modifying the screen elements, we have a standard uh, structure for the screen. I don't think you remember this one. Uh, Choose data type, screen. This one earlier I have shown you. So this is the structure to hold all the screen components. So right now I have my screen element name, right? So how can I pass screen element name here? There will be a one component which is called name. So with the help of this component, I can able to pass this name which I want to hide it. What is the name of the tab? This one. So whenever this tab name is there, just to deactivate the screen element. Like that I will write the logic. So here I will write if screen name, I know the screen element name, right? So name is equal to whatever I have copied, I have written. So this is the screen element name. Let me write end if. So whenever you start if, immediately you can write end if. Okay. So within this if and end if, I will write the logic to hide the screen element. So whenever we run this transaction code, this tab will be displayed, right? So in this tab, there are three different tabs are there. This is the tab strip. In the tab strip, we have three tabs. So what is the first tab name? This one. So I'm not changing anything. This is the second tab. I'm not going to change anything because user is entering the data. But third one, user is not entering any data. They don't want to see this one. So whenever this tab name is there, I want to deactivate it. So to deactivate it, we have a component called screen. So within the screen only, screen is nothing but this is a structure name. Okay. So within this structure, we have a component called active. So active means the element will be visible. Suppose active, if I pass one value, one is nothing but true. It will be visible. Suppose if I want to deactivate it, I will pass the value 0. 0 is nothing but false. Suppose if I want to hide something, then how can I write the logic? 0. You can think in a such a way, like suppose if a radio button is selected, what we used to pass the value? Capital X. Suppose if it is not selected, meaning it is empty, right? Selected means we used to pass capital X, else we used to pass empty, like space. Similar way, if you want to display something on the screen, we will pass the value 1. Suppose if you want to hide something, then we will pass the value 0. So that component name is active. So here I will pass screen active is equal to 0. 0 meaning invisible. It should be hide. So screen active is nothing but 0. So once I do the changes, it has to update in the main screen. So wherever SAP has created, this main screen has to be modified. So for that, I have to write a statement modify screen. So always remember, whenever we are modifying the screen, we have to write the statement modify screen. Otherwise, the screen won't be modified because earlier there are some screen elements are there, but right now you are changing something, meaning you are modifying the screen element, right? So you need to explicitly write the statement modify screen. So what I did in this enhancement, I have looped the screen element screen, because in the screen we already know this is the entire screen, right? In that entire screen we have various tabs are this is a tab strip. In that various tabs are there, so it should go to one by one. So whenever it has reached to this tab, it has to deactivate it. So that logic I did here. So once you return the logic, save it and check it. Okay, you can ignore this one, activate this one. So you need to click on enhancement active. Here active enhancement is there, right? This one you need to click on it. Like when we implemented the project, we used to activate the project, right? Same way here we need to activate the enhancement. So don't execute the enhancement. Always remember, whenever you are working with enhancement, you should not execute any include program. Then how do you identify whether this is enhanced or not, right? So for that, you have to go to your standard transaction code, meaning this is my standard transaction code where I want to hide a screen element, right? So here I have to check it. So let me go to WPDTC. Now see, this reconstruct tab is not there. Earlier, there are three tabs. Here there would be one tab reconstruct. But once I have written this logic, then it has disabled, meaning uh, our enhancement is triggered correctly. Where is that? Here only. So in that way, we have to check it. Whatever the enhancement you are using, always remember, don't execute the program, because this is the standard program where we are writing the logic. So we should not execute this standard program. Then how do you check whether your enhancement is triggered or not? You have to go to the standard transaction code where you want to see the changes. There you can identify it. Okay. Now I will delete this logic because it's a standard one, right? So to delete this one, see, this is the steps. Uh, you need to place the cursor on your implementation, right click, enhancement operations. Here undo implementation is there, right? So click on that. Suppose if you want to change anything, you can click on change implementation. Okay. Suppose if you want to delete it, you have to click on undo. See, it is deleted. My logic is deleted. Then I'll activate it. So it's like previous, how SAP has written, same way it is there. I haven't modified anything or I haven't disturbed any standard logic if you see here. So this we call it as a implicit points. Okay. Now let's see the other one, explicit enhancement. Okay. So explicit enhancement, also one of the way to enhance the standard application. In implicit enhancement, to implement uh, implicit enhancement, we have implicit point, right? So those are nothing but double quotes. Same way, to enhance with explicit enhancement, we have two options. Those are explicit point and section. Explicit point and section. So these are available at any place in the program. Meaning, if you observe, implicit enhancement is available at the starting of the program, ending of the program, starting of the subroutine, ending of the subroutine. But suppose if I want to add multiple, then there is a limitation, right? Only starting and ending is there. So due to this limitation, SAP has came up with another idea, that is explicit enhancement. So in explicit enhancement, we have explicit points and sessions. Those will be available at any point in the program. It is not only starts with, it not only existed in the starting of the program, ending of the program. It can be available at anywhere in the program. But how do you identify? With this name, explicit point and explicit section. So once you do your changes, click on change display mode. Okay, don't forget to do this one. Let me open mm01 transaction code. So this is mm01 transaction code. Let me check. Something is not working here. Mhm. Okay. Suppose I want to create a material. Okay, let me do it again. MM01 transaction code. So MM01 transaction code is used to create a material. So like in Mara table, we have material numbers, right? How those material numbers are created? With the help of MM01 transaction code. Once you create materials using MM01 transaction code, then those material numbers are stored in Mara table and MAKT table. Okay. So let's see one scenario. 1 second. Okay. Let me take industry sector. Material type is finished product. Okay, let me take chemical industry. Material type, I will take it as finished product. Where is that? So here we can choose the material type. Either it is a raw material or finished or semi-finished. We can check it. Okay, so so there is some config missed, but yesterday we did some config. Like Manoj has helped with this one, so I'm just checking. Thanks, Manoj. Uh, okay, finished product. This one. So here I have entered industry sector, which is belongs to chemical industry. So we can choose the industry sector, the material which you are entering. Suppose I have to, let me enter test mat. Okay. So test material. So this is test material, which is belongs to industry sector as chemical industry. So you can choose whatever the industry sector is there. Generally, these steps will be done by a functional consultant. Okay. So material type they are choosing as a finished product. So finished product in the sense directly ready-made product. Like whenever we buy something, suppose if you have purchased they can say mobile. Suppose if you purchase a mobile, you don't do anything. Directly it will come up with a ready-made one, right? So you don't do any additional things. Just directly will use it while inserting your SIM card. You can use it, right? So that is nothing but finished product. Suppose there are some materials while we purchase. First we need to purchase, then we need to assemble it, right? So those will comes under semi-finished products. So like that, we have different material types are there. So right now I'm going to create a material. So for that I have given material, industry sector, material type. And once I click on continue, it will ask some views. So you can ignore this process. So randomly I'm selecting this basic data one. And here I will give the short description. Suppose test material. Suppose today's data, I will enter it 6/9/2025. And we have to write this is a mandatory field. Wherever you see this red color asterisk, this is a mandatory field. Suppose unit of measure, I will give it as, like, you need to select the material, whether it is measures in the form of inches, square inch, or cube inch, percentage, whatever the unit is there, you need to enter it there. Okay. uh, First, suppose I will take each, and once I enter the data, I will click on save. Now this material is created. See, I'll go to MM0, sorry, I'll go to S11 transaction code, test mat, right? Material name. I'll go to Mara table. Mm, let me see directly SC16N. So if you want to see directly table entries, go to SC16N transaction code. Here I will enter Mara. Uh, name. So Mara, suppose here I will enter the material today I have created test mat, right? So I gave material number test mat. I will click on execute. See, it has created. So test mat, when it is created today, 19/6/2025, who has created my username. So whenever we create any material in MM01, this master table, Mara is a master table to store all the materials. See, the material is stored. Even you can see this data in MAKT table. So here, when I click on execute, you can see only material name, material type. You can find out. See, this unit of measure I have given EA. Material type I have given as a finished product, right? So in SAP terms, they will store like FERT, but you cannot find the description. Like I have given test material and today's date, that you cannot find in Mara table. So that you can find in a separate table called MAKT. This is used to store all the descriptions of the materials. So what is my material name? This one. If I click on execute, see, here you can find the description. So whenever you want to see a material description, you need to go to MAKT transaction code. So in MAKT also it is created. I haven't created manually this data. When I entered or when I created in MM01 transaction code, backend, there are some master tables. It will be stored in that master table, right? Now, if you see here, I created material with all characters. Now what I'll do, it is created. So there is a requirement user want to add material with numerical digit. Suppose if any end user is not entering with any numerical digit in the material, it has to show a error message. Meaning, if you see this material is all this material name, whatever the name I have given, these all belongs to alphabets only. There is no numeric digit like 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0 to 9. There is no numerical digit here, right? But user has a requirement whenever a user is creating material, it should contain at least one numeric character. If it is not there, then it has to show a error message. Okay, so that is a requirement. So here in mm01 transaction code, I have to enhance it. This is a standard transaction code. So whenever I want to write something on a standard application, I have to go to an option called enhancement, and I have to check these all possibilities. Where are those? These all the possibilities. Okay, so we have seen these two and this one also. Now let's see explicit enhancement. So for explicit enhancement, you can find the point like explicit points are there, explicit section is there. So I'll go to system, same process, status. From here onwards, you can find the program name. So this is the program name. Double click on the program name, and here see explicit point, explicit point. Here also explicit, sorry, enhancement point, enhancement point. So in this way, we can find out the enhancement point. So same way, enhancement section will be there. Suppose that is available in any of the include programs, I believe. Mm, So if you observe every enhancement point, so this is enhancement point name is there. After that, there is a name called spots. So every enhancement point has an enhancement spot. So this is nothing but enhancement spot. It acts as a container to hold all the explicit enhancements. Meaning, whenever we will create a function module. First, we used to create function group, right? So function group is act as a container to hold all the function modules. Similar way, enhancement spot is a container to hold all the explicit enhancements. So explicit enhancement, we have two types, enhancement point and enhancement sections. So those will be saved, or those will be consumed or existed in this enhancement point. But implicit enhancement doesn't have any spot. If you remember, just it is a double quote we have created. But when it comes to explicit enhancement, we have a spot. Okay, so this way we can find out the enhancement point. Now let me go back. So here, what is the requirement? User will enter the material number and industry sector, material type. If material number is not having any of one numerical digit, and whenever they are trying to create, it has to stop them, right? So whenever they are click on this button, it has to check whether that material is having any numeric digit or not. If not, it has to show a pop-up message, right? So that is a requirement. So whenever user is entered on the click on this button, it has to give a message, meaning here user is involving with a button. So that logic we used to write in pa event. Whenever user is performing any action on the screen, those all will be captured in pa event, right? So similar way here also, I have to go to system status and screen number. So here pvo event is there, pa event is there. So whenever we click on the button, it has to check it whether it is existed or not, right? So I have to check pi event. In pi event, there is a module called this internal material number get. So this module contains the material number. Suppose if you see here, see there is an enhancement point, and here also you can see enhancement section is there. So first let's see enhancement point. Suppose if material is initial, then it will perform it will give a error message. Suppose if material is not empty, but if user is not entering with any numerical digit, then it has to give a error message, right? So that related logic I will write under this enhancement point, because if you see there is a logic which is belongs to material. If I double click on matner, see it is a material one. This is existed in this structure, but what is the name of the field? Material number only, right? So this logic I have to write here. Suppose if you want to check, um, let me put a breakpoint here. Check matner is there, right? So if it is initial empty, then this will be trigger. So let's see. Um, Let me close this one. MM01 transaction code. Now I will not enter any material number. I will click on continue. Why it is not triggering? Activated. Let me close this one. Internal number assignment is okay. So there is a config. Internal number is not possible with. I have choose to finish product, right? So let me check with any other type of the material. Now see, my breakpoint is triggered. So meaning this is the right place to add my logic. This enhancement point is the right place to add my logic. So if your breakpoint is triggered, then this is the right place, or else it is not the right one. So you need to check one more enhancement point. So until you get the valid one, you need to check it. So let me delete the breakpoint and restart. Okay, so we found this is the right place, right? So to create this one, what we same steps we need to follow. So once you find the relevant enhancement point, first I'm explaining enhancement point, okay? So once you find the relevant one, we need to implement the explicit enhancement point. So here, if you see, here one enhancement point is there, here one enhancement point is there, but I kept the breakpoint under this enhancement point. This is trigger, right? So what I'll do, if it is initial, this is going to be checked. But if it is not initial, not initial is nothing but material is filled. So I will write the logic before it is checking. So for that, you have to right click and wait. So before that, you have to click on enhance. Uh, so you have to click on enhance. After enhance, you need to right click on the enhancement point. Same how we have created implicit enhancement, same steps we need to follow. Just you need to click on enhance. Afterwards, right click on the point, which is the right point. You need to right click it. Then click on enhancement operation, create implementation. So here you need to click on create new. Same steps, give the enhancement implementation name. Suppose ZEI material, suppose explicit enhancement point. So once you give these two information, you can click on continue, save it, save in your TR. So once it is saved, you need to select your enhancement implementation, click continue. See, it is same like implicit enhancement. It has created a block. So within this block, we can write the logic. So I'm not going to change anything as of now, but the related logic we have to write within this one. So once you write the logic, click activate it and go to mm01 transaction code. You have to check it. If it is worked as expected, meaning our logic has triggered. If it is not triggered, something you did mistake. So you need to cross check again. So this way we used to write enhancement point. So here I'm not disturbing the original code. I will create a custom code and I will explain this enhancement point and session clearly. So that is the reason here I'm not changing anything. Okay. But the steps I have shown you, the way how we create explicit enhancement point. You need to find out the right point and you need to implement it. Okay. Now I will delete this one. So don't add anything in this program, even user exit also. Otherwise, we cannot practice. So that is the reason I'm telling you, don't change anything in this code. So I will write undo. Then I will go to this one. Okay. So I haven't disturbed this code. Okay. So any doubts in this? Any questions?